Dear students, we continue our discussion on the study of this multiple integrals. We have studied completely the meaning of handling double integral with constant limits, double integral with variable limits, double integral by changing the order of integration, double integral by changing the variables into polar coordinates, and also triple integral with constant limits, triple integral with variable limits, and how these double and triple integrals will go as applications in the engineering requirements. In general, applications will be there, as too many applications are there, but for engineering syllabus presently we are studying, because for other scheme people are going to study various additional applications also, but in the engineering application we focus on the first application as area, which is the intersected part between the two curves, how this area is to be calculated using double integral, and how the volume is going to be calculated using double integral, and how the volume is going to be calculated by triple integral. These are the three discussions which we are going to handle now, and the first application will take up as the Cartesian coordinate system with respect to the double integration, and Cartesian coordinate system problem, and polar coordinates problem in double integral, and Cartesian coordinates problem in triple integral to find the volume only. Then, but area and volume both will be considered in double integral. Let us look into the first one, application of double integral to find the area and volume, the Cartesian coordinate system. What do you mean by this area? Even single integration also, the meaning, basic meaning of the integration, what all we considered so far, the integration means A equal to, in the case of single integration, A equal to, that is area, otherwise I is equal to, you can call it as I equal to A to B fx dx. Basically what exactly you mean by this? Basically integration is equal to A to B fx dx. This is an integration symbol according to mathematics, but this conveys the meaning, find the area of the curve. That curve is nothing but, this is fx, y is equal to fx, y is equal to fx. So the plot which you are going to give for this given equation, which is defined between x equal to a and x equal to b, this is nothing but the area covered between these two boundaries. Those boundaries are nothing but the lower limit and the upper limit. For example, if the graph is like this, then how to find out the area using integration? That means we will fix the boundary here. That's the first boundary, draw perpendiculars on the x axis. This is x equal to a, y here, and then x, and x equal to b. So this is nothing but y equal to f of x. Then this is the area you are going to calculate with respect to x axis, and vertically with respect to this much height and this much height. That means this is the boundary from y axis and this is the boundary from y axis. So within this, this is the area which you are going to calculate. This is with respect to single integration. In the case of double integration, instead of one curve, we will choose two different types of limits which fix the boundaries. Then we will take a strip inside the intersected part between the curves and move that strip vertically and as well as horizontally. If vertically when you move that, what happens, and horizontally when you move that, what happens, all those things we are discussed in the double integral with changing the order of integration. But in the today's discussion, I will go for directly to take the special cases, how these limits are going to be fixed with the given information in order to find out the area using double integral and volume using triple integral. Then the double integral area For example, double integral area means, that is the formula, A is equal to double integral x1, x2, y1, y2. Here it should be dy and then dx according to these symbols. Then if you choose this is x1 and x2, then y1 equal to function of x1 equal to y2 equal to function of x2. Then this must be dx and then dy. That means dx and dy means, here when this is function of x, if it is given, then you need to take y here and you need to take x strictly. If it is given dx dy, then interchange the order. That means you reset the problem and then put that required variable for the innermost integral and then the corresponding outermost integral. This tells about the calculation of the area. But how this area will be represented graphically? That graphically we represent like this, the calculation of area. The first curve is y equal to f of x1 and the second curve is y equal to f of x2. Then we take, for example, that is the first plot and this is the second plot, and we take the perpendicular dropping perpendiculars at the given values. For example, the boundaries between, like whatever the limits you are going to calculate, that means x1 and x2. Then this is y1, this is y1 and this is y2. So this much area you are going to calculate as the intersected part between y equal to f of x1 and y equal to f of, it is x2. I hope you are following the things, because it is an intersected part between two curves. One curve is plotted as y equal to f of x2, another curve is plotted as y equal to f of x1. How to calculate the area? Now, so we will take a small strip like this, then drop perpendiculars on both the axes. So this is the strip which we are going to move above and below, right side and left side, depending on the order of the given variables. Then the strip is moving completely from LHS towards RHS and RHS towards LHS, and from the lower region to the upper region and upper region to the lower region. Then this is the formula which explains the calculation of area by the intersected part. Intersected part means this is one curve and this is another curve. Intersected part between which boundary? Between which boundary means x1 and x2 values which are given as outermost integral. So this is graphically the meaning of area which is going to be represented for double integral. Now let me start with taking the example, because this theory will be proved by taking a simple example. Then how this simple example will go to find the area by means of double integration, then that is find the area bounded by the ellipse. That means find the area of the plate here in the form of quadrant of the ellipse. That is, the ellipse equation is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Then let me rewrite the problem like that. Find the area bounded by the ellipse. Already you are familiar. What is the equation of ellipse? This is your ellipse. This is your y axis, x axis 0, and this length is A units and this length is B units. And the equation is, this is ellipse, equation is x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 when a is greater than b. That means a length is greater than b length. If a equal to b, what happens? If a equal to b means that gives the circle. Then when a is greater than b or less than b, this is the case of a is greater than b, and the ellipse less than, a is less than b means it comes like this. Then b length, that means b is greater than a, that is the ellipse maximum length on y axis and less than that maximum length on y axis on the x axis remaining. But here, according to this equation, let us assume a is, let us consider this case as a is greater than b. Okay. What is the area to be calculated? Dear students, please understand the interpretation of the particular terminology, that is area, interpretation of the particular terminology, the volume, interpretation of the graph which is going to be formed for the given information of which type. Find the area bounded by the ellipse, that means total area you have to calculate, total area. So total area is what? The area which is covered for all the 4 quadrants. This is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, and this is fourth quadrant. That means completely this much area you have to calculate. That area by using your basic integral formula. Now, your formula is area is equal to double integral x1 to x2, y1 to y2 dy dx is your basic representation of the formula to find the area. Now, according to the given equation, the area bounded by the ellipse, bounded means this is the boundary, x equal to a and x equal to b, x equal to a and x equal to b. Then you have to fix the proper limits for this double integral, so that which area, how we are going to calculate, whether one part of the total area you are going to calculate, or 2 parts or 3 parts or 4 parts. But here, according to this statement, total area you are going to calculate by means of double integration. Okay. Now, what are the limits for x and what are the limits for y? First you fix this information. What are the limits? Means what are the boundaries for x and what are the boundaries for y? The boundary for x is, this is the maximum limit b for y, and for x is, that is a. That means 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to a, and 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to plus b with respect to first quadrant. With respect to first quadrant. But if it is total area, then you will have to write from this point to this point and this point to this point. That covers the total area of the ellipse. Now, if it is the case, we are going to discuss only the first quadrant, then the area bounded by the ellipse means for all the 4 quadrants, means it is enough if you multiply by 4 times of this total integral, you will be getting total area. I hope you got my point. That is, the one part of these 4 parts we are going to calculate with these limits. These are constant limits. But what we do here, the strip is to be not kept as constant, it is to be moving vertically and horizontally. But with respect to this representation, suppose I put this 0 to a as it is in the integration, that is 0 to a means x1 equal to 0 and x2 equal to a as outermost integral as constant limits, then innermost integral will make them as variable limits. Therefore, what we reconsider these limits as 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to a, I will keep as it is, and 0 less than or equal to y and less than or equal to a function of x I will take. Function of x. What do you mean by function of x? That means x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 convey the meaning you have to express from this not as a constant limit but as a variable limit. Therefore, y square by b square is equal to 1 minus x square by a square, then y square is equal to b square into 1 minus x square by a square, that is equal to b square divided by a square into a square minus of x square. This is for y square in the left side. This implies you will remove this square, then y is equal to, this implies y is equal to plus minus b by a. You are applying the square root sign for this, and then a square minus x square, that is under root. So this is the representation. You can name it as y is a function of x. I hope basics you are very clear. This is the equation. Y is a function of x. X is independent variable and y is dependent variable. When you explain from the given equation in any form, you have two options. You can express y in terms of x, or you can express x in terms of y. But for the present requirement, if you keep these limits 0 to a as the limits for a variable x, then you have to define the values for variables, values for the limits as variable limits for y. Then finally, this y takes new limits less than or equal to y less than or equal to, if I talk about or if I calculate the area in the first quadrant, should be, it is b by a root of a square minus x square. This is the new set of limits. This you remember, we are calculating only the first quadrant. Then the formula is to be reset as, then area is equal to, first quadrant I am talking, that is 0 to a, means origin. From here, origin has the coordinates 0, 0, and x axis boundary is a, therefore 0 to a. And another one is same origin with the lower limit as 0, and we give the variation for y as, it is b by a root of a square minus x square, and should be dy and then dx. Please remember, dear students, what type of limits you are going to assign from which type of function is given. Type of function is given like this, ellipse. What type of limits you are going to assign? For example, in this you assume that I am keeping x as outermost integral limits, and for y the innermost integral limits. What we do with these two types of limits? One set of limits we keep them as constants, and another set of limits we keep them as variables. That means variable means it should be function of, y is a function of not a constant but a variable. Now you take the integration step by step according to, as you know that double integration, then the area is equal to this one. Then what I do, total area, here itself let me write total area bounded by ellipse. All this is given by 4 times, that is 0 to a and 0 to b by a root of a square minus x square dy and then dx. So you will take the integration 4 times, it is 0 to a, and y should be, dy should be y, and 0 to b by a root of a square minus x square, and it is dx. you have to substitute the limits. 4 times 0 to a, then b by a root of a square minus x square, root of b by a root of a square minus x square for the upper limit application, and it is another one is 0 because lower limit is y equal to 0, the whole thing becomes 0. Then 4 times b by a, you can take it outside. Finally, we are left with this integration. It is root of a square minus x square, it is dx. You can see the change, how simple term we arrived at a conclusion. It is equation was not given in the integral, but equation of the graph is given. That graph is ellipse. With the help of formula, we fix the limits, and the interpretation is there are two sets of limits, one set with constant limits meaning and another set with variable limits meaning. So, the integration is performed with respect to single variable, that is y. Keeping in this case, you took the integration with respect to y. This is for y innermost and this is for x. At that time x was constant. Now, you will perform this integration. So, what you have to do? Put x equal to a sin theta, because you have to remove this a, you have to make it as a square is available in the second term, then a square minus a square sin square theta or a square cos square theta. Any one of these will do. In order to simplify this square root sign, that is x equal to a sin theta, if you take this will work for getting the value of dx. It should be a cos theta into d theta. Now, it goes for any integration with substitution, it goes for two changes. One is the value of dx you have to replace here, and the changing in the given limits. Those changing in the given limits will go like this. Here at appeared limits, whatever the limits we have assigned at x equal to a, then x equal to a sin theta, if you replace x equal to a will cancel, 1 remains, then sin theta is equal to 1, theta is equal to sin inverse 1. Therefore, theta is equal to 90 degree. Then x equal to 0, that gives the calculation sin inverse of 0, then theta is equal to 0. Therefore, total area is equal to 4b by a, then x equal to a sin theta we have taken. Okay, it is integration 0 to pi by 2 and root of a square minus x square, root of a square minus a square sin square theta, and the value of dx. Value of dx is, this is the quantity inside the integral, and it should be a cos theta, it is d theta, should be 4b by a, and you will take a square outside the square root sign, which makes us a outside the square root sign, and then 0 to pi by 2 root of 1 minus, it is sin square theta, and one more a here, you can make it as a square, this a and one more a square took outside from square root sign makes it as a, so that it will be a square, and this is 1 minus sin square theta, and then cos theta, d theta. So, as usual, the formula is 1 minus sin square is cos square under root, then root of cos square makes us cos theta, then 1a you can cancel, 4ab integration 0 to pi by 2, that is cos square theta and d theta. Finally, it is to be integrated. Now, you can use the reduction formula directly, or cos square theta you can express in terms of like 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2. In any way you can manage, that is 4ab by reduction formula it is 2 minus 1 divided by 2 into, that is n minus 1 divided by n into n minus 2. That means 2 minus 2, 0, it is not allowed. Then when n is even, that is with the limits of 0 to pi by 2, then it is to be taken as by the reduction formula, it is to be multiplied by pi by 2. Then this must be pi by 2, it is 2, 2, you can cancel with 4, and pi remains, 2 minus 1 remains, that should be pi a b. This is total area of the ellipse. That means the area of the ellipse by means of double integration. This is anyway fixed quantity. All of you are familiar with the area of ellipse, which is given by pi ab, and it has to be calculated in this way. This is with reference to single curve. The next case which I am going to take, the intersection of two curves. Here this is the polar coordinates, but one more, let me take the discussion on Cartesian coordinates. Then here one more Cartesian coordinates case, intersection of two curves, how this intersection will give us the particular type of limits, and how these limits are to be carried out, and what is the answer that in the case of calculation of area by means of double integration. What is that particular reference? The another case which we are going to take in the similar fashion, that is area by means of double integration with respect to, that is the parabola and the intersection between parabola and the straight line. The next situation I will discuss about the intersection between two curves. This is not the intersection, this is only the ellipse and the total area which is calculated by means of double integration. And this is the case where the values are included as x and y. We call them as Cartesian coordinates, and the geometry is Cartesian coordinate system. Still I will continue with that Cartesian coordinate system. Another example I will take, find the area as bounded between the curves two Cartesian curves I am taking between the curves. One is, that is parabola, that is y equal to 4x minus x square, and the line y is equal to x. This is another important situation with respect to the intersection part of two curves. One is parabola and the other one is straight line. You are much familiar, and you have to be familiar with respect to the linear curves and non-linear curves. This is what kind of curve? According to the given equation, this is a linear curve, because x degree 1 and y degree 1, and here x degree more than 1, it is a non-linear curve. Then what we have to do here, the intersection between these two curves you have to plot. Yes. Then what is the first curve? It is a parabola, and the second curve, the parabola will go like this, for the equation if you plot, because you have studied curve tracing chapter after the application of single integration. In the curve tracing chapter, when the equation contains even powers of x and odd powers of y, where the symmetry goes, and if the equation contains even powers of y and odd powers of x, where the symmetry goes. All those things you must be familiar. And one more is equation of straight line. How this goes? Like this. This is y equal to 4x minus x square, and this is x and this is y, and this is 0, means O origin, and the area, this you are going to calculate. This is the intersected part between two curves. Intersected part between two curves, this is the straight line, y equal to x. Now you have to write the area, because here it is not like you are going to write a number of times multiplication, but here single area you are going to deal with. Then what we do here, according to the strip, we are going to move here same fashion, that is strips you can show theoretically like this, but we are going to move in the upward direction. We are going to move in the upward direction because in the horizontal direction, this is if you take, then accordingly you have to fix the limits, and if you take vertically moving this strip inside the area, accordingly you have to fix the limits for the integration. Now exactly the basic formula, area you can write like this with the new limits, area as intersected part, area as intersected part between y equal to 4x minus x square and y equal to x, that is equal to, should be x1, if you write general formula, x1 to x2 and y1 to y2, that is dy and then dx. This is the basic formula. Then you will fix the limits as x1 is what value, x2 is what value, and y1 is what value, and y2 is what value. So when you start with the origin, once again here origin, which carries the coordinates as 0, 0. And what are these coordinates which you have to check up? These coordinates, for example 0 to p, the point. Then what are these coordinates? Means from here what is the height, and from here what is the distance, means x length is what and y length is what. How you will calculate when two equations are given? How you will calculate two equations are given means you insert one equation into another and then simplify, you will get the new limits. What are those? So y equal to 4x minus x square and y is equal to x. This implies 4x minus x square is equal to x. You can take like this because left side y is there, you can easily compare with this. Then x square minus of 3x is equal to 0. If you write all terms to one side, that is minus 4x plus x, you will write it as minus 3x. Then you can take it as x as common, then x minus 3 equal to 0 implies x equal to 0, one value, and it is obvious lies at the origin, and x equal to, that is the value is 3. These are the boundaries of x. These are the boundaries of x, means x length you have this one, that is 3, means x equal to 3. Therefore p takes the first coordinate x equal to 3. Then you have to identify another coordinate. When you replace the same value in any one of the equations, we have two equations, y equal to 4x minus x square and y equal to x. If you substitute this x equal to 3, what value, what new value you are getting for y, that will be the coordinate for the point P. Therefore you can substitute in any one of the equations, y equal to 4x minus x square, if you substitute, that is 4 into 3 minus of 3 square. What is the answer? That is 12 minus 9, that is equal to 3. Otherwise another equation, simple comparison you have, this is at x equal to 3, because directly you can write. Therefore it happens to be another coordinate is 3. Then together you have the new coordinates, x equal to 3 and y equal to 3 will be the upper limit, and x equal to 0 and y equal to 0 will be the lower limit. The same integral would have been written like 0 to 3 and 0 to 3 should be dy and then dx. This is the skeleton of the equation, like it takes with the constant limits in this way. But here the area we have to take by moving the strip from which direction to which direction. According to the existing problem, existing situation, the formula defined, y we have to keep in terms of x as a variable limit, and x we have to keep in terms of the constant limits. So constant limits for x is already fixed, Then here how you can represent 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3 means, in other words, square brackets 0 comma 3 for x where limits, that means they are constant limits. And another one, y equal to 4x minus x square and y equal to x is there. Therefore, the line basically x will be the lower limit and y less than or equal to y less than or equal to 4x minus x square. Otherwise, in the square brackets x comma 4x minus x square, this is for y. That means this is for variable limits, this is for constant limits. Dear students, this is very important observation and calculation. When the equations are given, you have to obtain the set of points where the area is bounded between this group and this group. So, what is the area? Actually, this is the total area which you are going to deal with, but we are not going to write the total area. The area which happens to be the intersected part between two curves. One is 4x minus x square and the another one is straight line. So, area equation takes that's equal to upper limit outermost integral 0 to 3 and that is x to 4x minus x square, x to 4x minus x square dy, and then it is dx. Then you have to integrate step by step for this particular calculation of the area as intersected part. First, innermost integral. What is innermost integral? Integration should be 0 to 3 and y between x and 4x minus x square, it should be dx. That means step by step you are eliminating y first and then x next, because y happens to be the function of x, but x happens to be the constants x equal to 0 and x equal to 3. What do you do with this? It is 0 to 3, y will take the upper limit 4x minus x square and y equal to lower limit as x is there. This should be dx. Now, this you can simplify, that is 0 to 3, 4x minus x is 3x and minus x square. Then you have to do that integration, that is equal to the first integration gives the substitution of these limits, upper limit minus lower limit, because dy is there, from the derivative integration is y. Then what is the integration? Now this is a simple case with a single variable, 3 into x square by 2 minus x cube by 3 and runs between 0 to plus 3. You will replace x equal to 3 as upper limit and x equal to 0. Therefore, that is 3 by 2 into 9 minus of 27 by 3. 27 by 3. Therefore, lower limit for both the numbers, that means both the positions, the value is 0. Then this becomes 27 divided by 2 minus 27 divided by 3. Therefore, you can simplify this, 3 9s are, then 27 minus 18 and divided by 2. That is finally the answer is 9 by 2. Therefore, this area happens to be A is equal to 9 by 2 units. This is the intersected part with reference to two curves which we have taken the double integration. And another example, another important example is in polar coordinates. Let me discuss these two cases, or I have selected or I have discussed with Cartesian coordinates. Now, you will also get the situation in the polar coordinates. What exactly the polar coordinates calculation, that polar coordinates formula, that calculation goes in that way. What is the situation happens, how to get the value of area by means of polar coordinates r comma theta. Now, the situation goes like this: find the area find the area formed by r square equal to a square, it is cos 2 theta. This is called lemniscate of Bernoulli. This is called lemniscate of Bernoulli or pendant ribbon. Dear students, you have studied this curve, all these curves you have studied, but there is some special observation on this equation. In the curve tracing chapter you have studied, and recall the quick procedure for plotting this curve using mathematical steps. Then those steps, especially for polar coordinates, it goes in that way. Then looking to the equation, you have to represent what exactly the symmetry of that particular curve, and what is the pole in that curve, and how this curve behaves for calculation of the area in the solution. This is the case of polar curve, that is polar coordinates. Then the figure goes like this. You have studied in the first semester. I am just giving as a reminder how the problem goes like this. Okay. Then this is the boundary, the line y equal to x, and this is the line y equal to minus x. This is y equal to plus x. Your curve formed like this, like this. This is called pendant ribbon, and these lines y equal to x will act as a tangent passing through the origin, because it is a homogeneous equation, and this line y equal to minus x passing through the origin, which enters second quadrant and fourth quadrant. Y equal to x enters first quadrant and third quadrant. This is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, and this is fourth quadrant. Here the problem needs the calculation of the area formed by this curve at the boundaries. What are the boundaries and how the area is to be calculated? Now what I will do, I will calculate the area of only in the first quadrant by fixing the limits, because I don't for simplicity I don't choose the lower limit as negative values. I will choose only this part. Then r square is equal to a square cos 2 theta. You recall the mathematical procedure, how the curve tracing was happened for this curve in the case of polar coordinates. What are the symmetries that you are going to discuss? Symmetry, that means how you are going to fix the curve where the symmetry exists. If you replace theta by minus theta, if the equation remains to be same, then the curve is symmetric about the initial line. This x axis is called initial line in the case of polar coordinates. Initial line in the polar coordinates. Polar coordinates means polar curve is nothing but r equal to f of theta, because this is r is a function of theta. Here no question of x and y, here only the discussion of r and theta. The geometry is shifted from Cartesian to the polar coordinate system, so that it is symmetric about the initial line. Means symmetry means what? How much this area is there in the lower region also it must be same thing. When you put the mirror like this, you will see the reflection of that here. When you put the mirror like this, you will see the reflection, same area on the other side, right, on the other side. Therefore, total number of areas which I am going to calculate like this. This is 1, 2, 3 and then 4. Here totally 4 different regions I represented, then by means of symmetry. Then symmetry means theta equal to 0, if you write cos 0 is 1, then the maximum limit for radius vector is r square is equal to a square. R square equal to a square means r is equal to plus or minus a. Therefore, minus a to plus a, the boundaries, the radius vector behaves, and the vectorial angle behaves up to this one, that is 0 to a, and the length goes on reducing when it comes to theta is equal to 90 degree. Therefore, theta runs between 0 to 90 degree and r runs between, that is 0 to a. Therefore, you will take the strip like this, you will move, or you will take the strip like this, it is vertically moving. But according to the equation, what is the equation? Area is equal to x1 to x2 and y1 to y2, that is dy dx. This is the equation in Cartesian form, but the present situation is polar form. In the polar form, you will write the same equation like theta 1 to theta 2, r1 to r2, that is in place of dx dy, the product will be replaced by means of a Jacobian. You have studied from another chapter. Jacobian means it is the determinant of partial derivatives, which helps us in order to discuss the complicated multiple integrals into the easier form. What do you mean by that? X equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta will give us the Jacobian, that is equal to determinant, that is del x by del r, del x by del theta, del y by del r, del y by del theta, which gives us r. What do you mean by j? Then dx dy divided by dr d theta. Then you can replace dx dy is equal to r times dr d theta. This is the replacement where the Jacobian helps us to convert the problem from Cartesian to the polar coordinate system. That means r into dr d theta. Then the new limits, that is 0 to theta 1 to theta 2, 0 to pi by 2, and that is 0 to r in terms of this one. Take square root sign, that is a root of cos 2 theta, that is r, then dr and then d theta. Like this it will be there, because theta is the opposite symbol you have to choose. You have to integrate this one with respect to r first and then with respect to theta, then you have to obtain the value. So integration, hope you will continue the integration of this. This is all about the discussion of the area by means of Cartesian coordinate and by means of polar coordinates. Today we have studied, as a conclusion, today we have studied the application of multiple integrals by for Cartesian system as well as polar system only by means of double integral. Still it is to be continued, and if you have any questions, you can ask the questions, I will answer.